The new social, environmental, economic, and technological situation, the so-called new normal in which we find ourselves, requires us to reflect on the underlying paradigms that have indeed guided teaching up to now. Beyond the different pedagogical perspectives, what has been until now the dominant paradigm? It has indeed been the one based on the principle that good teaching cannot do without the here and now. Everything else is further study, integration, or at most an emergency. But as early as the 1960s, Kuhn, a scholar of the mechanisms that drive scientific revolutions, tells us that paradigms can be challenged. Around the same time as Kuhn, Arthur Koestler, with his The Act of Creation, in which he explored the theme of creativity and humor in science and in the arts, offers us an interesting reflection. According to him, creative ideation is the result of a bisociation, which is precisely this neologism, meaning the intersection of two matrices of thought, self-consistent and completely unrelated, which suddenly, due to processes that may be unconscious or accidental, come together. Koestler coins the term bisociation precisely to emphasize the fact that it is not a common process of association, but one that is very particular, connecting two matrices of thought that were previously independent. In the routine of disciplined thinking, we engage only one of these matrices at a time. The emergence of creative thought happens instead precisely thanks to the encounter between two matrices that were previously independent and that then give rise to a new matrix. When two frames of reference have been integrated into a new one, it becomes almost difficult to imagine that they once existed separately. The synthesis of this process, which we have defined as hybrid thinking, appears deceptively obvious and does not reveal the imaginative effort required to bring together its component parts. Hybrid thinking means creating and sharing a new paradigm in which the dismantling of faith in the here and now brings with it a whole series of consequences that go far beyond the simple alternation between a few hours of online teaching and a few hours of classroom teaching. Breaking out of the here and now paradigm means dismantling all the barriers that define the here and now, but not simply to replace them with the anytime, anywhere model of online thinking, but with a new framework of thought characterized by a deep hybridization of learning processes across numerous different dimensions. Not only between digital and analog, but also between personal study and lessons, between individual and collaborative activities, between ordinary teaching activities and assessment tasks, and even between the local and the global. But how can we manage this complexity? We indeed need new tools, starting from the moment we conceive and design a teaching-learning experience. From this arises the need to develop a new approach to instructional design, which we propose to define as smart learning design. We use the term smart learning because it allows us to move beyond the focus on distinctions between in-person and online, physical and digital, and instead focus on the design of the learning experience, seen as an active and participatory path toward the full achievement of learning outcomes, but also open to designing the most appropriate mix, the most suitable hybrid based on the context. Hybrid thinking, as we were saying,